Hello everybody, it's the pollinator. Good morning. Thought I'd switch something up here and shoot this video from my camera. Yes, I've had a camera this entire time, but it's very difficult to use. It is a digital camera. Anyway, this vlog is going to be called A Fly Nubian Queen. And why am I picking this particular topic is because, number one, what the heck was that? Number one, I joined the NAACP, the Color of Change, and Roland Martin to protest the treatment of black people by the Fucker Book platform, otherwise known as Facebook. I call it that because they've been messing with my account since 2016, since 2016, and have not let up the gas. You know, they'll be back doing their shenanigans again, but they picked on the wrong people this time, which was Color of Change, and in that the Color of Change wanted them to have more transparency of what they're doing to their users and to do a data audit on them. And they threw a fit, hired a team of people, and went after that organization, who in turn contacted the NAACP, who contacted Roland Martin. And 2 days ago, he made the announcement that everybody should log off, every black person on that platform should log off of Facebook for a week. As hard as it is, as addictive as that platform is, as much as I'm on there to actually use the platform, not necessarily be addicted to half of the drama and nonsense that's going on there, I decided to join them. I'm also a member of the NAACP and Roland Martin. The Color of Change, I'm not too sure about their agenda, but so anyway, that's the deal. I won't be back there until Christmas, until the day of Christmas, and so yeah, I miss everybody. But I've been watching some lives. I've been watching. The first person I saw with that, I don't know what that platform, as you say it, Fly Nubian Queen, was Michi X. And although that sister, I agree with a lot of her pro-black views on the United States. A lot of the things that she speaks is right on the money. She's very, very good at educating people about what it's like to be black in America. But unlike Malcolm X, who said during a 1964 taping of him that when it comes to religion, everybody needs to leave that at home, leave that private. And so a lot of these people that are vying for a lot of attention these days is not taking that advice. They're becoming very, very loud about specifically the LGBT. They'll say a whole lot of stuff that makes a whole lot of sense that I can get behind, but when it comes to the LGBT, they're lumping us all in the same basket and are extremely homophobic and extremely transphobic people. They talk a lot of shit about us. They've taken to doing to us exactly what they're complaining that white people are doing to us, which is to put us in a box, make you sound like you're at church, listening to the pastor talking shit about you being gay or lesbian or transgender. And they are so off when it comes to that. They have no idea that gender and sexuality are two different things, that transgender people, LGBT people that are screaming right now are not black people. They are white. But they're taking things out of context, and like Farrakhan and Umar Johnson and so many other very, very powerful black people. Very, very powerful black people that have a pro-black, pan-African type of agenda also have a very anti-LGBT agenda at the same time, and they need to leave that shit at home. They need to go look at Malcolm X's video where he knew enough not to alienate or cast aside or push aside certain kinds of black people. Yes, he was a devout Muslim. He totally believed in the Muhammad Elijah. Oh, okay, I don't remember the name of the guy that he followed and who taught him while he was, after he came out of prison. Elijah Muhammad, that's what his name is. So, you know, I just have to say to the Fly Nubian, not only is Michi X talking a lot of shit, so is now Vicky, whatever her last name is, jumped on the bandwagon, and you know they're alienating people that they need on the team. It's gonna take all black people to fight this struggle, not just a portion of it that they don't like, or that they do like, and the rest of them that they don't like, just throw them away. You know, if they did as much research about us as they're doing about all of the black issues, and take the cues off of people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and of a lot of our other great leaders, including Obama, including Roland Martin. Roland Martin doesn't talk crap about us either. But this group of ladies, they want you to fight with them while at the same time slapping you upside the head for being different. And, you know, again, if they did as much research about us, educating themselves, they wouldn't sound so goddamn ignorant, and they would realize that black LGBTQ plus people are in a different category than the white LGBTQ plus people. They need to preface that in the titles of their videos, in what they're saying. If they're gonna go after white people who are the ones that are stirring up shit and going after who is it that they're going at? They're going after pedophiles. It's the same as the Me Too movement, y'all. And you know that they've hijacked, white people have hijacked, white women have hijacked the Me Too movement. By the same token, the LGBTQ white people are hijacking the movement. So it's not like they need to call them out, but they just love bashing LGBTQ plus people. They want to make it painfully obvious that that they don't agree with the lifestyle. They think it is a choice. They are very uneducated about it. They don't know there's a difference between transgender and cisgender, and the rest of the LGBT. And then they go as far to say that, you know what, it's about the genitals. If you have the genitals of a woman, you're a woman. If you have the genitals of a man, you're a man. And they sound like every other clueless kook out there who's talking about this in terms of the bathroom issues, in terms of their fears, okay? They're voicing their fears more so than they're making any sense about anybody in the LGBTQ. In fact, some of the best parents on the planet are LGBTQ. They think if you're not... I met some very... I was in the lesbian world for many, many years, and I met a lot of lesbian parents. And they were the most loving people, as opposed to the slave mentality that has gotten into black men when it comes to black women. That issue does not seem to be apparent in the black LGBTQ community. And if they want to talk about it as in terms of community, they can try to exclude the black ones in there all they freaking want to, and all they do is sound more and more ignorant. And what they're saying is, we'll take your money. They've got a school, they've got a school to educate you about the stock market that's headed up by okay, I can't remember his name, but anyway, they've got a business school that can help startups with their business. And I've been having an email conversation with somebody over there who I keep pointing out that is just bad juju for Vicky Dillard or Michi X to be constantly going after LGBTQ people without pointing out the fact, but without educating anyone, and just adding to the hysteria that has always been around towards people like me, towards other people in the LGBTQ community. They have always been around. No matter what these ladies think, or even these guys think, these cisgender heterosexual people who want to rule the world, pretty much like Killmonger in the Black Panther, they just want to spit on anything that is different. And guess where all of that came from? Religion. So for the ones that are saying they're not about religion, when it comes to this, yes they are. And for the Muslims who say this isn't about religion, yes it is. And this is an issue all around the world. This is why I would never, ever move to Africa. I don't even think I want to visit that place, because they will kill anybody that is a threat to their heterosexual standards. Cisgender heterosexual. I am transgender heterosexual. But they think that just because, I wasn't born with the body of a man, that I couldn't possibly be a man. Or a woman, or a man who was born with the body of a man couldn't possibly be a woman, and because of the genitals and the genitals alone. So they're turning off a lot of people, and they don't realize that I could get thousands of people on their bandwagon. But the fact they keep spitting in our eye and treating us like garbage, and treating us like pastors and ministers, that is why a lot of them have turned away from religion, is this kind of talk. I would no more want to be sitting in church listening to bullshit like this than the man on the moon. I wouldn't give my money to him. I wouldn't give my patronage to them. I won't sit there and listen to being bashed about this. And they're really, really upset because of black gay men who are effeminate, and probably transgender women who, I'm sure in their mind, are thinking they're fake and they're effeminate and they're putting on airs and they're weakening the stereotypical, toxic, misogynist male image. It takes all kinds of different men to make the world go round, and they're not all rough, tough, kick your ass. Even though we are very protective of our women, a lot of us, even if, as cisgender men, are too small to brawl fight. for their women or for their families, even though they will die doing so. That's when you get bats and guns and things like that to fight the establishment. So these ladies need to knock it off and get a clue and get educated about who the hell we really are, and stop shooting from the hip and stop telling lies and spreading garbage to double-digit thousands by now of black people and misleading them. Pretty much like Malcolm said, you know, run amok and all the other things that brother said back in the 1960s. This generation of people, which are right behind me, I think, generation, well, they're either millennials or Generation X, I think. They are influencing our young with this bullshit, and I'm so sick of it. You know, I have turned them on to quite a few transgender black people, but I do so very, very sparingly, because we don't want to sit there and be going along going, I agree, and then get smacked upside the head for being gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, or any of the rest of them. They need to put that to rest. They need to leave that bullshit at home and talk about the issues. That is not an issue. That's only fear talking, and they're making it seem like it's an issue when it's not. It is not. This can no more rub off on somebody than our skin color can. You don't decide one day to be something that people like you hate so much and talk so much bullshit about. I am most certainly in my right mind, and there is nothing mentally ill or conditional about me being a trans man. I am what I am. Get over it, get over yourselves, and stop spreading the kind of stuff that could get us killed. If you are real leaders, if you are the kind of leaders that this country needs to make progress when it comes to racism and white supremacy and all that stuff, you need to quit muddying the issue, because that has nothing to do with white supremacy. We're all getting it, no matter whether we're straight, gay, bisexual, lesbian, transgender, queer, whatever. We're all suffering from white supremacy in this country, white nationalism. And if they had any sense, they would start calling themselves what they are, which is black nationalists. You know, that's the agenda they're pushing without saying so out loud, because everybody knows what happened to the black nationalist movement. They killed all of the leaders. And anybody who is an activist in this day and age are being watched very closely by the social media platforms, the FBI, the CIA, and probably all them fucking white supremacy communities, I'm gonna say, because they won't come out and say, yeah, this is what I am. They do so with their actions, but it is everybody is so afraid of black people that they're gunning for all of us. It doesn't matter what you are. But we have another level of fear, is dealing with people like Fly Nubian Queens and their male followers, Boyce Watkins, Umar Johnson, and all of his people, Louis Farrakhan. I mean, I can listen to that guy sometimes, but no sooner than I'll be really digging on what he's talking about than he starts lighting into the LGBTQ and basically men. It's only Michi X that started talking about trans men recently and saying, you know, they were born with a woman's body, they're a woman. And it's for that reason that I won't promote them all over the place. I have the means of taking their numbers even higher than they are, but I just can't see myself doing that to my people. And my people includes Black LGBTQ plus. Michi X likes to make a joke saying it's, you know, LGBTQI, ABCDEFG, and start spelling out the alphabet. While that is obnoxious, yes, I'm even annoyed by the fact they keep adding letters to that acronym, and everybody's trying to be so individualistic that unity is not on the map. Collaboration is not on the map because everybody's trying to be so fucking special. And when you look at, I learned long ago that to be humble, I had to realize that I am but one pinhead of a person on this planet. There's over 7 billion people on the planet. But if you get a few double-digit thousands of people believing everything that comes out of your mouth, you can slip bullshit in there sideways and they'll believe that too. And I just think it's just the biggest load of nonsense that I've ever heard, coming from a group of people who consider themselves enlightened. If they were enlightened, they'd go back in history and realize how long we've been on the planet too. They probably can't even trace the origins of when there were just people that weren't heterosexual, cisgender, right down the alley, right down the middle type of people. If they really wanted to get honest, they'd do some statistics about that. They'd go and research some statistics about how many of us really exist. And they will bump up against the fact that they don't know how many of us exist. They have no fucking clue how much of the black population is that, and that they need to get with it when it comes to this particular topic. And stop taking pot shots at us like we're not human too, and we're not suffering behind every bullshit action that is being taken with non-black people. Yes, Hispanics, Asians, Native Americans. I said, okay, did I cover all of them? And white people. We don't need that extra dose of bullshit, me GX and Vicky Dillard. We really truly don't. Being this way is hard enough without every time we turn around having people like you spreading more crap to make it harder, even harder for us than it is for you. To be black, we can get. It's the same treatment because they do see black first. It's just with effeminate men and very, very masculine women, that's more obvious than the ones that are in between. But there's a crap load of them in between too. Some of them may be your family members. And then if that's how you treat your family members, I'm glad I'm not one of your family members. I would have to break away from you people because nobody deserves to be disrespected like that, to be devalued like that, any more than anybody else who's black. We've got enough of that going on in this country without any activist or person who calls them activist adding to that. So I don't know how long I've been talking. I have no idea. I can't see anything when it comes to my camera because I'm on this side of the lens. But I just wanted to put that out there that, damn, I don't like listening to them getting behind what they're saying and then have them abuse me verbally the way that they're doing. It is just so not, it's just not cool. It's not cool at all. By the way, the music I have running in the background is something I saw, well, this brother who makes background music, who has a whole list, a track of things that you can buy. Therefore, I do own the rights to this music because I bought it. I bought the rights. Nobody can jump up and flag me on YouTube except the guy that I got this from. He's the one that made the music. I may buy more. depending on how this comes out. And I also may have to turn around and do this video with my phone, depending on how it turns out here. I'm sitting in my Lazy Boy here for a change. It's kind of weird just looking at nothing over there except for a lens and speaking to you from this place. One of the things that I did start doing was not jumping on the holiday bandwagon that is just another form of slavery that's making white people very, very, very rich during these holidays. And they're bogus holidays. You know, all of them are bogus. They're just one more excuse for you to run out there and spend a bunch of money giving it to the white community instead of giving it to black-owned businesses. But FlyNubianQueen.com is one business I'm not giving my money to, because they won't be transparent in how they feel about me, about how I would be treated if I sought out their business courses or whatever kind of business arrangements they have for businesses. I'm not giving my money to them and jumping on their bandwagon except to watch them every now and then. I'm not going to pay anybody to abuse me. My ex found that out the hard way. You know, the fuck I look like paying into a corporation or a organization that would just hang me from a shorter tree than white people would. The fuck I look like doing that? I'd look like an idiot, wouldn't I? No, instead, because you've got so many people believing in the stuff that's coming out your mouths, you feel validated. Well, what you need to stop doing is invalidating us, because we're black too. And to that, I'm going to bid everybody adieu, to have a great rest of your week. The weekend is just around the corner. And again, this is the Pollinator. Peace out.